This is Black Light. This is the conclusion, and I'm going to try to quickly get at the point I'm trying to make. What's being taking place now is those who want to follow after unrighteous, corrupt people, and those who want to follow after the righteous-minded people, who don't want to engage in any bloodshed or wars. They just want to live on the planet and naturally, if two people can't get along, they should separate. You know, if a married couple are incompatible and can't resolve their incompatibility, and if they can't get along with each other before any bloodshed or harm comes to them, they should separate. Even though the Bible and other books don't recommend divorce or separation, it's better to divorce if none of the parties are willing to come to a compromise and treat each other in the way that should be treated. If one individual wants to beat up on the other individual and treat the other individual like a child or undesirable, and don't try to give him justice, and this other individual, the one that's doing the harm, thinks that he's or she's in the right, then the victim of that situation, rather than to keep on getting treated or possibly murdered, should separate. See, the problem is that, say, this economy is based on human resources. So if a marriage is based on the resources of one, in other words, the one is using the other one for their existence or resource, they're not going to let they're not going to let the one go, if I make myself clear. In other words, if a person marries a person on what they can do for them, and they know that these people could do for them, and you ain't got to do nothing for them, and you display hatred towards these people, but they still stick around, well, yeah, you're going to use them to keep on doing what they're doing. You know, you're going to use them until you use them up, as Bill Withers say. And I'm referring to the Caucasian and the darker people of the planet. And in another video, we're going to tell you the reason for that. But we're going to focus on what's happening now. The majority of the population of the United States and the people around the world are considered human resources. And this is how the economic system is based on human resources. Human resources are more valuable than gold, silver, any elements that the planet or the universe could supply. So you're treated as cattle or a herd or a flock of sheep because your mind can be manipulated, because you don't want to use, or we don't want to use the sense that God gave us, because we don't want to face reality because of the responsibility of us we have to hold people accountable, but in some cases it's painful, so rather than hold them accountable, you stick up for them. Just like parents know they got a bad child, and rather than them punishing them or trying to straighten them out, getting them some kind of help, they stick up for them. And eventually, that child, in some cases, and a lot of cases, end up murdering the parents. Because the parent can't bring themselves to punish that child or try to straighten that child out by any means necessary. What they do is they stick up for that child, and the child gets worse and worse. Well, that's this government that we living in, and the people that support this government, rather than them trying to get justice, they stick up for it. So now this runaway child on the wild is going around the world acting bad, being bad, killing people. So those of us who only want to live a peaceful existence, we find that we can't live with this type of individual, so we want to separate. We separated anyway. The reason why we're separated is because the bad child don't want to integrate in that type of matter. He just want to use you as a resource, a human resource, to further his existence on the planet. But he keeps you separated. He keeps the herd or the flock in the barn or corralled, in a stable or somewhere, and grooming the flock to take care of him and his needs, and just feeding the flock enough to keep them satisfied. Well, nothing won't change until the flock changes, until the herd, the cattle changes. When it's 100%, of the people, or damn near 100% of the people wanting to separate from the cruel master, then, and no longer regard themselves as human resources, then that's when you can avoid a whole lot of bloodshed. This is Black Light.